All right. So, Kara, what's our second learning target for today? You want to get the microphone and we'll get started?
I can explain the function of pronouns.
I can explain the function of pronouns. So I thought we should pull out our parts of speech anchor chart and help us remember what is a pronoun. You want to pick somebody, Kara, that'd be willing to share? What is a pronoun? I have our handy dandy list of pronouns I had to take down, but here it is. What do you think a pronoun is?
A pronoun is a word used to replace a noun.
Can you give me an example of a pronoun?
They, their, everybody, someone, nobody, he, ours, us.
Okay, what pronoun would replace you?
I.
That's one of them. Any others?
Or me.
Me, exactly. Would you guys leave your things at your desk? Come on down. We're going to do a quick language dive for pronouns. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to reread part of One Well. And in this was last week when we read page 4. So it will sound familiar. It was the first thing we read when we started this unit. Do you guys remember? Solution, I'm going to ask you to have a seat. Andra, come sit right here. Isaac, how about right here? That'd be fabulous. Do you guys remember reading this? You guys got to read it as well? Okay. You might have been absent, Isaac. So we're going to look at paragraph 3 on page 4. I'm going to read it again. It says, so whether you are turning on a faucet in North America, pulling water from a well in Kenya, or bathing in a river in India, it is all the same water. And because it is all connected, how we treat the water in the well will affect every species on the planet, including us now and for years to come. Hi, you can come join us. Welcome back. So we talked about last week, we talked about the powerfulness of that sentence. It was powerful for so many reasons. So we're going to look at that sentence in chunks. We're going to start with the first chunk where it says, and because it is all connected. Thinking about our parts of speech, let's start with the word and. Does anyone know what type of word and is? What part of speech it is? Ellie, what do you think? It is a conjunction. And when we start the sentence with and, what does that let the reader know? Mm-hmm. Here, I'm going to pass the microphone so you can be heard.
Another thing that the reader is that the author is going to say.
Yeah, so something in addition, right, is going to happen. They're going to give you more information. And so as a conjunction, it does what? What does that word do?
Joins two other words or phrases together.
So you know something more is coming. What if and were replaced with but? But because it is all connected, what does the word but as a conjunction do? Kara, can you pass the microphone?
But changes it a little bit, and it makes it a way different sentence.
So the sentence is going to be different than the other. It shows that it's going to be like the opposite, maybe. Okay. Even though this, but, I really love vegetables, but I don't like spinach. So I love school, but I don't want to do my homework. So it's something that's if you like something, but maybe it's something you don't like. I see Maximus wants to share.
It's like you're saying something,
Mm-hmm.
but then that's good. But then you say but, and then it turns into something that isn't so that good.
Okay. It's usually a little different. So what word could we replace and with? Instead of saying and because it is all connected, what other word could we use? What other word could we use that would mean the same thing? Not but, because that would mean contrast, right? Share with the person sitting next to you. Think about it for a minute. Wait, I'm going to give you some time. What word could we use instead of and that would mean the same thing? That wouldn't change the meaning of that sentence. That's a toughie. Think about it. Okay, share with your elbow partner. Adley, you can share with Enza. Ooh, I like that. Yeah. All right, I'm going to let Enzo share. Enzo, what did you say?
I said also because it's all connected.
Also, does that change that it's going to mean the opposite? I think that could work. Any other ideas? Charlie. So, because it is all connected, okay, that doesn't change the meaning, does it? Max?
Dylan and I thought for.
Or because it is all connected, it usually has a different idea though, so that one could be a little bit tricky. I'm not sure if I would agree with that one. Lucian?
Because.
Well, you couldn't say because.
No, because it's all connected.
You would just get rid of, but we said we'd have to replace it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what is the pronoun it? Because since we're talking about pronouns today, you see there's a pronoun here. And because, what's the pronoun? It is all connected. What is that pronoun replacing? Dylan, what do you think? Water, right? That's the noun. What does that mean? The water is all connected. Kenzie, what does that mean? The water is all connected. Okay, so do you remember reading that page? And we said that it does it all around the world. The water is from like one well, not literally, figuratively, right? Every ocean wave, every lake, stream, and underground river, every raindrop and snowflake, and every bit of ice in glaciers and polar ice caps is part of this global well, right? All around. So it's all connected. Moving on to the next chunk. How we treat the water in the well. So we started with, and it's hard when how we treat the water in the well. What are the nouns in this sentence? Share with your elbow partner. How we treat the water in the well. So what nouns do you hear?
I hear water.
All right. Stand up if you think how is a noun. Stand up if you think we is a noun. treat the water in the well? All right. Share with the person next to you what the pronoun is in this chunk, how we treat the water in the well. What is the pronoun? Share with your person next to you. Okay, microphone answer. What's the pronoun? We. All right, I'm going to pull out of the can. Ellie, what is the pronoun we in this chunk replacing? What noun? How we treat the water in the well. What's that replacing? What noun? You're thinking, but that's another pronoun. What noun would it be replacing?
People.
People? Humans? Right? We is talking about humans, how humans or people treat the water in the well. I have put around the room, you will see there's 2, 3, 4 anchor charts. There are sticky notes next to those anchor charts. I want you to take a minute to think about how we treat the water in the well. I want you to imagine ways you can imagine humans, yourself included, treat the water in the well. How do we treat our water in rivers, oceans, lakes, all the water coming out of your faucet? I want you to write down a way that you can imagine humans treating the water. Okay, so I'm going to give you a number. You'll need to bring a pencil. Sticky notes are there. You're going to write down your thoughts and then put it on the sticky note. You can write more than one. You will see how many you can get in the time allotted. Any questions? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to 1, go to 2, go to 3, go to 4, go to 1. Don't forget your pencil. You'll need a pencil. Okay, let's get your pencils. Guys, you need to go to your station with the pencil so you can write down your ideas.
Are you 4?
Oh, and a hush fell over the crowd. I don't want you to write good or bad. I don't know. I can't picture that. What do you mean by good or bad? What does that look like? I want you to tell me what it looks like. What are people doing to the water? If it's good, tell me the good things they're doing. If it's bad, tell me what the bad things are. Maybe you have one for each. That's up to you and your imagination.
What's the board say?
Okay, give me detail. If you wrote pollution, what does that mean? What does it look like? What are people doing? Think of the verbs, the action words. Other people are going to be reading these in a few minutes. Make sure it's legible. You can use more than one sticky note. You can use more than one sticky. Okay, slowly head back. You can put your pencils down. You won't need your pencils. Put them back at your desk and come on down. I'm going to ask for a volunteer to read the next chunk. All right. Enzo, hold on. Let's make sure we have everyone here in 5, 4, 3, no pencils needed, 2, and 1. All right, go for it.
Will affect special on the plants.
Let's try again.
Species.
Will affect every.
Species. The planet.
What do they mean by species? What do they mean by species? Wes.
They mean like animals.
Just animals? What else?
Maybe plants.
Plants. What else?
People.
There you go. So we're talking all living things, right? Will affect every species on the planet. So how would the first two chunks sound together? Or how could we restate that in different words to mean the same thing? So I'm going to go back to this. Boys can have whole body listening. Let's do a quick check. Are your ears listening? Is your brain thinking about what is being said? Eyes are looking at Mrs. Aubin. Feet and hands are down and still, and your mouth is quiet. That's whole body listening, right? We're looking at these two chunks. How we treat the water in the well will affect every species on the planet, including us. But how could we restate that in different words to mean the same thing? This chunk and this chunk. Can you say the same thing in different words? How we treat the water in the well, what we do as humans, will affect every species on the planet, including us. That's powerful. How can you say the same thing? So just like when we are doing our writing essays, we don't want to plagiarize. We restate it in our own words. How could we do that with those two chunks? Max, you want to give it a shot?
Yeah.
Give him the microphone, hon. Thank you.
When we treat the water in the well, we will affect every organism on the planet.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's great. Enzo, do you want to give it a whirl? Thank you for sharing.
When we treat the well, that infects every species, animal, tree, anything on the planet.
Okay. I love it. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Maximus?
How we treat the water in the well will affect everything on the planet.
Every living thing, maybe? Okay. Thank you. All right, one more. Fred?
What we do to the water in the well will affect every living thing on earth.
I love it. Yeah, we got to be careful, right? Every living thing on earth is affected by the way we treat the water in the well. So here's what else I want you to think about in this chunk where we have including us. What if it said excluding us? How would that change the meaning? Think about it, and then we're going to share with the elbow partner. What if we change this where it says including us to excluding us? How would that change the meaning? Just thinking, voices off. Okay, pair share. Do you need do you want to come join? Do you have a partner? Hey, I'm going to let Justin share. He had a real clever way of explaining. Well, let's let Wes then. What would it changing it to excluding do?
Well, excluding it, I think it would kind of mean not people, more like just animals and plants, but not including people.
Yeah, it's the opposite, right? It's an antonym. We are not included. Being included means it affects who? Us too. But if you exclude us, then it's going to affect everyone. Here's what we're going to do. We don't have a whole lot of time, but I would like for you now, you're going to go to one of the anchor charts that we just wrote on, and I want you to read the responses and discuss with your group, Wes, with the people in your group, how species, including us, humans, plants, and animals, might be affected by the treatment that was written on the chart. So first you have to read, and then with the people in your group, you're going to have a discussion. You're going to talk about, wow, if we, Fred, can I use you as an example? He said that people pollute the water by doing what? Throwing trash in the water. Oh, when I'm in Florida and I walk the beach, I pick up so much litter. How can that affect species on our planet, including us, but animals? You're going to have those discussions at your section. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. If you were a 1, stand up. Okay, so 1s, you're going to go to 2 because I want you to read different people's ideas. Go ahead and get started. If you were a 2, stand up, and I'll take that, honey. Okay, 2s, you're going to go to 3. If you were a 3, stand up. 3s, you're going to go to 4. 4s, you're going to go to 1. So you're going to go to wherever you were and go to the next number. So you're reading different ideas. Hey, Kenzie, where did you write your ideas?
They'll kill the snails by eating the trash, and they'll kill everyone. That's what happened to a whale. Yeah, I saw a picture and it would kill everyone. Because they might get the water dirty and then the humans will do it and they'll drink it and then they'll might die. And then chicken.
Okay, come on down on the count of 4, 3, 2, and 1. So a common theme that we saw how people treat the water. A lot of people said things like, we might swim in the water, in the lakes, in the oceans. We might litter and put trash. Those were common themes that I saw. So what if that happens? How does that affect the species on the planet, including us? If we have trash and pollution in our water, how does that affect plants, animals, and humans?
It'll affect humans
Sorry.
and animals because, well, how it'll affect the animals is that the animals might eat the trash, and plus the trash also might hurt the sea animals, and how it'll affect the humans is that the water might get dirty because of all the trash in there and how long it's been in there.
Do you know that animals sometimes eat that trash?
Yeah.
And then whales, sea turtles, fish. Here, pass the microphone to Andra.
Somebody found in a polluted ocean a tiger shark with credit card, a license plate, half a tire, and 4 chip bags.
Oh, and you wouldn't think they would eat it, but they do. They think they'll see the shiny part of the chip bag and think it's the shiny part of a fish. Once they've gobbled it up, they can't get rid of it. And do you think that's good in their digestive system?
No.
It can kill them. What about when we go swimming in a lake? What do we have on our bodies sometimes that could pollute the lake? What do you think? Sunscreen, right? We're always sunscreening and putting that on, which we want to do. But you get into a lake, Matt, and all of a sudden you have those chemicals in the water that kill the plants that live in the ocean or in your lake, the fish, all the living things. They are working on sunscreen that is safe for the animals and plants in the ocean, which is exciting news. Because of time, I'm going to just quickly wrap this up. The last chunk was now and for years to come. What if we didn't have that chunk, Isaac? What would happen to this sentence? And because it is all connected, How we treat the water in the well will affect every species on the planet, including us, now and for years to come. What if we didn't have now and for years to come? How would that change the meaning? Or if we just got rid of 4 years to come? Here, can you give him the microphone?
It changed the meaning because it would just change it because there's no pollution, so it would just change.
But if I got rid of 4 years to come and it just said now,
It would change like the whole.
how? But by why?
It wouldn't make sense. So.
Yeah, but how would it change? Colin, how would it change?
It would change it by some people might think, okay, well, I could do it now and I could be fine in a year or two. But then if you put that back in, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, why did I do this? The water's going to be like this forever.
For years, right? It means it's in the future, it's not going to get better.
Yeah.
It's not a problem for just right now. This is for years to come, your future, your kids' future. So it's serious, right? That tells us how serious it is. All right, back to our learning target. We were looking at pronouns. So I want to explain, it said I can explain the function of pronouns. Let's add to our parts of speech anchor chart. I already added it. What other pronouns can we add to this anchor chart? That the words that we use to replace nouns in this. Yes, Max. We don't have we. And what is we replacing?
Us, he, she.
No, those are more pronouns. What noun is we replacing?
It's replacing more than one human.
Humans, yes, more than one. I like how you said that. What other pronoun do you see that we can replace? Caitlin?
I see.
So we have we. We already got it because we said that was water. I know, but we're going to finish this up, sweetheart.
Us.
Us. And what is us replacing?
Everyone.
More than one. Humans, us, people. So we added that to our parts of speech anchor chart. Show me with the thermometer how you are feeling about our learning target, explaining the function of pronouns. We did that with some great discussion too about our water in the well. This means you've got it. This means I'm getting there. This means what's a pronoun? Okay, nice job today. You guys may quietly line up for recess. Thank you.
His mom is a writer.